I was walking by the roads one day when I saw a huge banyan tree to my left. Its branches went as wide as I could possibly encompass with my vision, and I understood how strong and sturdy this tree was, how large and far-reaching its spectrum was, how stable and powerful its foundation was. And then I noticed a very, very important key feature. The roots hung from that height above to the ground below. It had to stay rooted to the ground. It had to stay where it belonged. Good evening, Toastmasters and guests. Today I am going to exemplify one of the masks I revered, one of the many faces I hide to appear strong, and I'm certain all of you do too. Now imagine this. You get asked out to a ball-themed prom party. You walk in hand with your date, only to find out everyone was wearing those fancy pageant masks. It was a masquerade. You didn't even know of it before and you suddenly feel alienated. You feel different, not in a good manner, but you enjoy seeing everybody coming around with their masks so much, you fall in love with the concept of it. And that is what I did. I liked seeing how everyone hid a part of themselves and looked as perfect as was possible, which made me wonder if I was the only one who had so many flaws. Now I've mentioned this earlier as subtly as I could, that I've been verbally abused and bullied before. With a few friends that I've been able to make in Toastmasters and otherwise, they would agree that it seems uncanny with the type of person I am today. Now here's the thing, I am not of the stature to present life advices, but what I can present to everyone here is personal experiences. A wise man once said, "Too many cooks spoil the broth." What cooks am I talking about here? Too many feelings, caring too much, being a little too attached, investing yourself a little too much could potentially spoil you. I was once this bubble of optimism and happiness and nothing could stir it. There was always a silver lining in the situation, and whatever God did for the better. I was one of those people that could cheer you up in seconds because I had happiness reside in myself, and so it was just that easy for me to propagate it. The whole world seemed like rainbows and marshmallows all along, and I refused to believe otherwise. I could not understand what depression was, and how was it even possible for somebody to be so sad that they find no reason to live further? Little did I know that I could become one of them. Fast forward to 6th standard. By this time I had already noticed the too much theorem work at its best, and surely not in my favor. Believe me when I say this, it took a lot of time and effort and a bunch of hurting. I had to learn how to shut down this component of myself which worked endlessly to care for others. Doesn't it sound insanely sad? It had its benefits too, and just one disadvantage, but the latter still weighs heavy on the scale than all of those benefits. Next ballroom party I got asked out to, I decided that I'll wear my fancy mask too, to fit in. So about a week prior I went shopping to look for a mask that best suited me. There were so many of them, it was an endless showcase and the place was filled with people. It was almost as if everyone wanted to hide a certain component. What brought my attention was this black lace pageant mask, and below it was written in bold cursive letters, "Feelings." It seemed like the perfect one for me, so I bought it and went back home. The tension and excitement for me to wear onto that mask was skyrocketing by the day, and patience could seize any second now. The day of the party arrived and I got dressed, looked myself in the mirror, the happy, maskless, raw, original Oishiki. For one last time, before I put on the mask. And I've latched onto it for about 7 years now, and I do not plan on letting go anytime soon. Now mind you, not once did I ever say you should put on a mask and shut yourself off of the people. Don't do it because it ends up hurting too. But it surely is a better alternative than just quitting. I hope that all of this could pull at least one string in your hearts, because I know what it is like to not have anybody do that for you. I hope I could make at least one of the people here today feel that they have someone they can confide in, no matter how big or small the secret is. Before I end, here's a prose very well heard of. When things go wrong, as they sometimes will, when the road you're trudging seems all uphill, when the funds are low and the debts are high, and you want to smile but you have to sigh, when care is pressing you down a bit, rest if you must, but don't you quit. Success is failure turned inside out, the silver tint of the clouds of doubt, and you can never tell how close you are. It may be near when it seems so far. So stick to the fight when you're hardest hit. It's when things seem worst that you must not quit. Thank you.